So, as you know, in the last class, among these 7 cyber anti-patterns, we went through first 3 anti-patterns, that is can't patch dump, unpatched applications, never read the logs. These 3 anti-patterns were covered in last class. So, in today's class, we are supposed to cover the remaining anti-patterns. Okay, so let us start it with network always play by the rules. So what do you mean by network always play by the rules? So you think you are visiting some website. There is some text box to take input from you. So it is expected that you will enter all the legitimate credentials in the right way. Okay. Sometimes what happens, the because of this assumption, the attacker will make use of it and he will simply enter some long input value containing code to attempt a buffer overflow. Okay, it is simply sending some very long input, or it is simply sending some SQL codes, or it is helping someone to pretend someone with some device to pretend wireless access point using the help of some malicious softwares like karma spoiled wireless attack toolkit. Okay, so the thing is, network is expecting everybody will behave in a proper way. That is the assumption of the network. But it is at the same time causing vulnerability. The attackers are making use of this assumption, and they are sending SQL queries in the as the input to do SQL injection attack, or simply some long inputs to cause buffer overflow. So what is the anti-pattern name? Anti-pattern name is networks always play by the rules, also known as, that means the alternative or alias names. Says trust all servers, trust all clients, do you believe in magic? These are all the alias names for the basic anti-pattern name. Then refactored solution names. That means what is the solution for this particular bad practice. The solution is system hardening, state-of-the-art wireless security protocols are the solutions. So system hardening means you are making the system strong so that it will be a hard target for the opponents or the attackers. Next is unbalanced primal forces. As you know, there are 4 primal forces, among which here, because of this bad practice, confidentiality and integrity are getting affected. Next thing is anecdotal evidence. Anecdotal evidence means some proverb which supports this anti-pattern practice. That is, in wireless, the access point with the strongest signal is the one that user will trust even if it's malicious. So generally what happens, if you are in a wireless network, whichever is giving you highest signal strength, you are more tending to reach, feel it as a valid wireless point. Okay. Next thing is anti-pattern solution. So what is the anti-pattern solution for this? That means the bad practice in detail, whatever we are doing. So internet was designed with security in mind. Okay. Sorry, internet was not designed with security in mind. Karmas is a security tool which converts a normal Wi-Fi enabled devices into wireless access points. Okay, and similarly, Ersenia is one more tool which will generate layer 2 attacks. So when I say layer 2 attacks, you might not be aware. So whichever packets originate from layer 2, that is OSI 7-layer model. So if the packet is originating from that particular layer, then it will not be considered checked for authenticity. So due to this loophole, what happens, this Yersinia software will cause ARP cache poisoning, core spoofing, monkey in the middle attack can be raised. And also, as I said in the beginning, the assumption is that everybody plays by rules. Cyber exploit code and malware exploits these design assumptions by deliberately breaking the rules. They will deliberately break the rules, causing some problem to the system. Obviously, it causes software to perform operations it was not designed to do. It was designed to do something else, but it is doing something else. Why it is doing something else? Because of the vulnerability which is exploited by the malware or malicious attacker. And similarly, causes, symptoms, and consequences. What is the cause? Lack of server authentication is one of the cause. Lack of client authentication is one more cause. Not monitoring network for malformed protocols. Once in a while, we have to monitor whether the protocols are performing as intended, whether the packets or the legitimate packets traveling across the network. Okay. So what is the refactored solution? Harden system configuration according to best practice guidelines. There will be best practice guidelines released once in a while. Okay, so you have to follow these best practice guidelines and configure systems to require host authentication. Okay, related solutions. This is the, if you have any other solutions. Fundamental rethinking of the internet to support for delegation of trust. As I said, internet is not based on the security was not a basic part of the internet. Okay, so now what is happening? If you rethink the architecture of the internet by considering security as the basic unit, okay, then what happens? It will help us to fight with this anti-pattern. Okay, so the next anti-pattern is hard on the outside, gooey in the middle. The one more name for this is crunchy on the outside and gooey in the middle. Gooey means soft. Okay. So what happens? Traditionally, network security for enterprises focused on the internet boundary. Hardened front-end servers in the DMZ. That means demilitarized zone, a physically separated zone from local area network will be there. So the outside of this particular zone will be very hard, but inside very gooey. That means very soft attack. So internet is facing firewalls, internet facing intrusion, detection and prevention, everything is there outside. If once the attackers have penetrated the internet, boundary defenses are often very weak. So are you understanding? The boundary is very strong, but the inside it is very soft. That's why we call hard at the outside, gooey in the middle. Administrative users who use same username password for multiple mission critical systems. So if one thing is broken, so many things, so many other things are also broken. Okay, so mission critical database is readily accessed from intranet. So like these are all the vulnerabilities which is causing the problem to the network. Okay, so what is the anti-pattern name? Hard on the outside, gooey in the middle. As I said, crunchy on the outside and gooey in the middle can also be used. The other names, Tootside Pop. So Tootside Pop is a kind of lollipop what kids eat, in which the outside will be very hard, okay, chocolatey, but the inside will be chocolatey, outside will be hard. Okay, they're simply synonymously using these names. Defense in depth is one of the alternative name. Perimeter security, that is DMZ security, is also one of the name. And along with that, you have one more name, that is protect everything from all threats. These are all the alias names for the anti-pattern. So what is a refactored solution? Refactored solution is, we call it as HBSS. So HBSS means host-based security system network based system security system. And one more refactored solution is network enclaves. Unbalanced primal forces is, as you know, the among four primal forces, confidentiality is unbalanced when it comes to this particular anti-pattern. So the anecdotal evidence, each user's browser is sending thousands of spyware beacons every day. Our networks are totally secured. We have a firewall. These are all the things with proverbs, means which supports the bad practice of this anti-pattern. We are thinking, oh, we are protected by firewall, but if someone penetrates inside, God should save us. That is the situation. So what is the anti-pattern solution? We think that firewall protects the network by hiding the internal IP address and by blocking incoming packets. We are not aware few ports are virtually open. And malicious attackers will definitely take advantage of these virtually open ports. And you have drive-by malware exploits the fact that browsers are configured to automatically execute scripted code by default. So few free viruses are malware in disguise. We are downloading antiviruses from so many sources. We don't know whether that particular source is, whether it is an antivirus or a malware itself. Threats inside firewall are dangerous. Obviously, because we are anticipating there would be threats outside the firewalls, but we are never aware, never ready for the threats inside the firewalls. Preying on the gullibility, that is innocence of the and curiosity of people. So if you send some malicious email to people, 99% of the people, they are going to double click on it, try to open it, so that whatever the autoplay attack will happen, they're not aware because the security training is very less. And key loggers can be used wherein each and every keystrokes can be recorded and which will be sent to the attacker. So virtual keyboards are preferred in the place of keylog hardware keyboards. So causes, symptoms, and consequences. No protected network enclaves inside the firewall in the internet. There is no protection inside the firewall. No host-based security system. No configuration monitoring. We are not monitoring the systems continuously. And other cyber anti-patterns such as never read the logs is also reason for this particular hard on the outside and going in the middle. And non-exceptions, when you have very small network, you can harden it with HBSS itself. And refactored solution and examples, for larger networks you have to continuously monitor. For that you have few tools. The tools are Retina from EI and Nessus from Tenable. So you have Webify everything is the next anti-pattern. Okay, so the Webify everything, what it is doing, there are three basic attacks. Web attacks are cross-site request forgery, cross-site scripted attack. That means we are thinking the request is from Canara Bank, but someone else is requesting the request, sending the request, and cross-site scripted attack. I'm thinking that the code is from like some script is getting executed on my system, taking the authority of all the tabs open, okay, and man in the middle attack. These kind of attacks can happen in web. When the privileged administrator interface is webified, it will be very, very vulnerable. Nowadays, even electrical power control system console is webified, heating, ventilating, AC console, everything is webified. Even network devices and system administration consoles are webified, which is throwing lot and lot of vulnerability. So what is the anti-pattern name? Webify everything. Also known as the other names is cross-site request forgery, cross-site scripted attack, US power grid on internet, global financial system on internet. All those things can be the alternative names. Refactored solution names, physical separation, out-of-band separation. The unbalanced primal forces are availability and integrity. Among 4 available primal forces, availability and integrity are getting disturbed because of this anti-pattern. Anecdotal evidence. The proverb which supports the anti-pattern name anti-pattern is, why the hell would they put electric grid on the internet? We can manage it as it is. Why do we want to webify this? That is the anecdotal evidence. Background, we do not want to install applications. We are happily using the applications which are on the web. If you want to convert some Word document to PDF, you do not want to have that software on your system. What you will do online, you will go to some website, through that you will get that software access and you will convert your Word to PDF, and that's it. And similarly, if you want to execute some C program, you want to, online compilers will be there, you go there and you will execute, you will observe and you will leave it. Why? This is what is happening. Okay. And what is the anti-pattern practice we are doing? Webify control devices and screens. Hardware control devices are also getting webified. Cross-site scripting, remote code execution, and read-write access to local browser client disk. That means what is happening through, and browser is getting executing some script, and through that it is getting the access, and through that it is able to get the unauthorized access, and it is disturbing the process. So causes, symptoms, and consequences. Web browsers are called as thin clients. They're convenient to use as no software installation and web updates. As I said, if you want to convert PDF to Word, I do not want to install a new software. I want to simply log on to the website wherein the conversion happens. I want to get my work done. And users are in the habit of opening multiple browser tabs. So if you're opening multiple browser tabs, what happens when the attack happens? All the tabs open will get the access to that particular malicious software. So refactored solution and examples, software virtual private network will be the beautiful solution for this problem. But people should use it. Related solution is dedicated and physically separated computers for financial transactions. Instead of using a common computer for physical transaction, you can use a dedicated, physically separated computers. So we covered first, three anti-patterns in today's class. We are about to cover one more anti-pattern, that is no time for security. So the very good example for this is what we are doing. We are simply developing some softwares. Being software engineers, people want to deliver it on the proper schedule. So whenever they are going to deliver it on the proper schedule, they are not giving any concentration to the security. They are simply ignoring the security. Okay, so for software projects to be successful, they often have to gain a ruthless focus on delivering results. So if 15th May is the delivery date, 15th May we should deliver it. Okay, what is often abundant in this ruthlessness is security. Okay, so we are ignoring the security in this urgency. So as a security tester, we may feel bad that security is ignored. Okay, so but developers are in a panic creating new accounts because they were all logging in with the same privileged account. So developers are not having any concern towards the security. They are ignoring the security. So let us go through this anti-pattern. Anti-pattern name is no time for security, also known as add security last. That means giving importance to the security is less. Blame security for schedule slippage. If you're slipping the schedule, that is because of the security. You're simply blaming the security, and deliver it now. The deadlines are so crucial, you have to deliver it then. Refactored solution name, security requirements are real requirements. It is cyber risk management. These are the refactored solution names. Unbalanced primal forces are confidentiality, availability, integrity. All the three things would be at risk because of this bad practice. Anecdotal evidence, wait until it's time to test the system and then worry about security. So what this anecdotal evidence is thinking, we are more and more keen about the functionality rather security. So when we are releasing, when in the nth moment, we are worried about the security. So what is the background for this particular anti-pattern? Security is usually the final consideration, some time left altogether. That means security is left altogether. We are ignoring the security 100%. Anti-pattern solution. Developers of software projects wait until the end of the development life cycle to address security. People are waiting till the end. This is the bad practice. Being software engineers, they're ignoring the security. This is the bad practice. And near the release date, they begin cover-up process. They want to act as if security was considered. They're simply acting. If confronted, that means if you catch them, they are going to claim the ignorance. They are going to tell, we are not security experts, we are merely software engineers. And causes, symptoms, and consequences. Security was never part of the requirement. Whenever somebody is giving requirement for their software, they are never ever telling security. Saving on development costs and time at the expense of security. So they are thinking, why should they pay extra amount for security? And project is behind schedule. Shared administrator accounts. Administrator accounts should not be shared, but we are sharing it because of some ease of process, not training the developer to be security aware. The software developer or the application developer or the tool developer is not having any concern towards the security because he is not trained. Okay, so non-exceptions. If the software development is near the end, that means software development cycle is over, then you can't suddenly bring the security. Then you have to add on the security. Refactor solution and examples. Security risks and requirements should be analyzed early in the development cycle at the same time as functional requirements. When you are taking the functional requirements from the client, then itself you take the security requirements as well. Related solutions, select security and audit using, there is two organizations or institutions, committee on sponsoring organization and control, objectives for information and related technology, frameworks for commercial systems. These are the two organizations. If you can take the help of these two organizations and you can audit, the security audit can be performed to satisfy Sarbanes Oxley requirements. If you do this periodic audit, that will give you that will overcome this anti-pattern, that is no time for security. Okay, so let me summarize whatever we learned in today's class. We covered 4 anti-patterns These are the 4 anti-patterns we covered today in today's class. Network always play by rules. That means network expects everybody will act fair. But what is happening in reality? People are not acting fair. They are simply using that vulnerability. Similarly, you have crunchy on the outside and GUI in the middle. We know that firewall is strong, but if you penetrate inside the firewall, nobody is helping us. Okay, so webify everything, everything is webified, and because of which we are more and more prone to malicious websites to get controlled on our system. No time for security. We are simply ignoring the security, giving importance only to the functionality of the software. So what is the solution for this first anti-pattern? You should rethink the internet structure, or what you can do, you can have you can bring out, I mean, you can get rid of that assumption. That is the solution. Crunchy on the outside, go in the middle. That means periodical monitoring. If you do of the protocol, then it would be easy. So when you say webify everything, here also you have to periodically monitor. You should be cautious about the malicious websites. No time for security, like means when you are taking functional requirements, you should be explicitly convince the user or the client to give the security related requirements also, which will help you. Okay, so this completes your fourth module. As planned, tomorrow we will have the quiz. If you have any doubts, you can ask me to chat window. Okay, I'm not seeing any doubts from your end. As planned, let us have quiz tomorrow. Come prepared for the quiz. I'm going to end the meeting now.